Well, after a brief hiatus, we're back, bitches.
That's right.
Welcome to the Doucheless Vegan, how to live a delicious life without being a dick. We are your plant-based pals, Michael Stuart Webb. I'm so fancy. I have 3 names. Carla Collins. I have 3 names too, bitch.
Holla.
That's right. My new logo is using the Marie as a nod to my mom, and why not?
Absolutely.
Also because it was a backward C and a forward C, and it looked like a butterfly. And even though I'm more of a social caterpillar, we're going to go with that.
Oh my God, there's so many exciting things going on for you right now.
We've got so much to talk about. We did take a little break. You're such a baller. Michael was insanely busy. It's been crazy here on the Funny Farm.
Yeah,
so we just weren't
it's
able
been
to.
cuckoo.
And it's summer. And, you know, this is free. So you're fine.
First of all,
How can
I
you
would
miss
like
this
to,
if you-
like to welcome
Not
our,
even what I start with.
I'd like to welcome our very special guest, Titty Kitty.
It's over for you bitches. I have a recovering kitten living in my cleavage. Don't even try to compete with
Only
this.
here.
It's a new accessory.
Only here.
I mean, honestly. So, yes, I guess we'll start with that. And, okay, we promised this week, because I know somebody was like, well, you didn't talk enough about vegan stuff. We're like, so we're just here to gossip. But we've got so many great vegan products to tell you
it's
about
going to be a
this
good
week.
show.
Some vegan recipes for you, some vegan plant-based news. So it's all covered. But we're going to start with, probably the reason both Michael and I are vegans, which is our crazy obsessive love of animals and why we're able to live together.
Hence, Titty Kitty.
Titty Kitty is, we have to back up to the origin story because Titty Kitty, I just threw this over like it was a Chanel scarf.
For those of you who cannot see the broadcast.
Right, if you're just listening to this, I have a kitten in my cleavage.
We discovered an ailing stray kitten, and so we're nursing it back to health. And Carla's keeping it warm, nestled between her bosom.
Well, because she seems really happy there. Who wouldn't be? And also, because it has to do with the heartbeat. I remember even when I got little Dr. Zira at first, she used to sit on my neck or my chest because they just find it comforting, right? So,
Yeah, I get that.
and also that way I can carry on with my day. I was writing an entire comedy routine with a kitten in my tits.
As we do
Well,
on the Funny Farm.
I believe Wanda Sykes is the same way. All the masters were. I believe Richard Pryor also had a kitten in his pants.
Oh my God.
He had a lot of pussy. Same. So we got to back this ass up because
Yes, origin story.
a week ago, right? Okay, well, I know exactly when it was. It was July 6th. We weren't doing the show. The eve of July 6th. So, I guess that would be July 5th. You came inside with a little ginger kitten who was dehydrated. And God bless Michael. He's got all these strays, feral cats, barn cats.
I feed the whole
garage
neighborhood.
cats. Yes, you got a lot of pussy for a gay man.
I do. Which is the running joke in the neighborhood.
Absolutely. Really, it's a beautiful thing that you do because I don't think people understand. You spend a ridiculous amount of money feeding maybe 100 cats.
Truthfully, feeding time, it's like the Pied Piper. I mean, you can see them all coming from every corner of the neighborhood for dinner.
Which is beautiful. And so one of the kittens, a little orange kitten, was dehydrated. And I keep saying intravenous. That's not what you do, but you give
It's subcutaneous.
Subcutaneous.
Lactated ringers.
I identify as subcutaneous. I just like that word. I can never remember. So, you gave this little orange kitten some fluids and a little bit of KMR, some
Kitten meal replacement?
Kitten meal, replacement, which again, before I came to the farm, didn't know these things existed. My mom should have known about that when she didn't breastfeed me. But anyway, who's got a hot tub time machine? I don't.
Oh, God.
So the kitten was crying in the mudroom, and you had a giant day the next day, and I said, listen, I'm going to take this kitten with me to bed. And, stay with Zira and I, because I didn't think it was going to make it. Like, a lot of times it's kind of touch and go,
It is
right?
touch and go.
If they've been abandoned or they're in trouble, we don't know what they're dealing with. And you gave it some antibiotics. So I've got this little fella wrapped up in a towel. So I have Zira who sleeps in my left armpit usually. And I've got this kitten on the right. And, okay, this is where everyone's like, she's lost her mind. All right, whatever. It could have been that Twilight thing, but I swear I was awake. And the kitten had his 2 paws on me. And I heard, oh, Carla. In a little boy's voice.
Well, then we later
and I literally like my eyes were like this, and I'm like, okay, did that? I like, and I'm talking to Zira like she's a 40-year-old. I said, did that kitten just fucking talk to me? Like I was freaked out in the morning. I said, okay, I feel like something a little otherworldly happened. God. Cut to that kitten's still with me because I'm not letting go of, and I decided to call him Spirit.
Yes, because it's now your spirit animal. You know,
my familiar.
Yes, you're familiar. Yes.
So these they really are the gateway. No wonder witches are always rolling with the kittens, right? That's their posse.
Well, for sure. And I mean, if we look back culturally, even the Egyptians, you know, cats were mummified with their owners because they were supposed to be the gateway to the other world, right? So they've always been revered throughout many cultures.
I'm totally doing that now. I can't believe I'm so bi-species. I'm almost as much a cat person as I am a dog person.
You are now.
Insane dog person.
Listen, sister, you have a cat in your cleavage.
I do. Well,
you are a cat person.
Animals. So then this morning, I'm not even awake yet. And fiance greets me with, I can't have any more cats in this house, okay? I was just like, good morning. What?
Oh, my God.
And you said because you were once again helping this little tabby.
Yep.
Actually, it was yesterday morning, and I really didn't think this one was going to make it, but God bless you. You were up all night with it.
I was up all night. You were on
all night duty.
I was. I was Florence this time around.
You didn't trust me with the subcutaneum.
Well, it wasn't that I didn't trust you. It's just you hadn't done it before, right?
I haven't,
so when
no.
it was getting late, and
yeah, she was in trouble. So it's a chick. We don't get many chicks here at the farm.
No cooch permitted.
I know. I don't know how Dr. Zira and I got in.
Because you really are, you know.
Because I'm more of a dude, I know.
Male energy wrapped in a,
exactly.
you know, female package.
I'm a Madonna concert away from being a gay man, so I was accepted. And Zira's always rocking big dick energy.
She is.
So, yeah, so now so that's why there's a kitten in my chest during this podcast.
Which we've affectionately named Karma.
Mm-hmm. Karma and Spirit, because they're so sweet.
Yeah, this one is super cute. And very, very sweet.
At first, Spirit was like freaked out. Like we tried to put them in the same room.
I know.
And he lost his mind. And I'm like, but they were outside together. Like, but obviously they were opposing gangs. And because I assume he was
the
a
Bloods
Crip.
And the Crips.
Yeah, well, he was a Crip. So, or rather, I guess a Blood. I don't know because he's orange. I'm not sure where that would fall into. Anyway, today I spent some time with him this morning. And he's now
mellowed
and mellow. You know, he's like kind of taking care of her.
Oh yeah, well you posted a photo on your socials with
he's so sweet with her,
giving this little one a lick.
Yeah, so he's giving her a little sponge bath, and he had his arm around her, and yeah, so it's a beautiful thing, and that's why I'm a vegan. There's no pressure. We're not trying to convert you, but you know. Really like animals.
But there's so many reasons to give it a whirl, and we're going to talk about some food stuff on this program today to help encourage people. You know, you got nothing to lose, right? Give it a shot.
Here's another reason, because we have a birth announcement too. So
we do.
Why don't you make that, and I'm going to segue it into why plant-based diets are great for you. Yes, segue.
So as some of you may know, I have a media company, and that media company is managing rising country music star Graham Trude, whose album release party is going to be at Revival in Toronto this coming December. Tickets on sale soon.
Yes.
So Which I'll
be hosting, bitches.
Yes, you will be there.
And it's worth it just for my outfit.
100%. 100%.
You like slutty cowgirls? Yeah, you do.
We're going to be sold out. So just would like to announce that Graham and his beautiful wife, Kim, have welcomed their first child into the world. Mom and baby are doing really well after some complications, but they're both doing well.
Preemie, right?
Because Kim wasn't due till September.
Months early.
Yeah, but she ran into some complications, and so they welcomed the baby into the world a little early, but everyone is doing really well. Everyone is over the moon. All of us are so very excited for Graham and Kim and baby Waylon.
Wylan. Yeah.
W-Y-E.
I know he's a country star, but he didn't call him Waylon.
Waylon, no.
It's Wylan, which
it's
I really like.
And yeah, it's got a nice ring.
You can call him Y.
Wylan Kwan. And so Kim...
so beautiful.
Well, Kim is of Vietnamese descent, and apparently Kwan in Vietnamese means warrior. And so,
Well, no
so this
kidding.
little tyke had a hell of a start to his life. So I think it's absolutely fitting. And so congratulations, Kim and Graham, and welcome to your beautiful life, Wylan.
Oh, and he won the lottery with those two.
Oh God, they're amazing human beings.
I love Graham's post. He said, "I met God today. She gave me a son."
Oh,
I could
my
cry
God.
now.
Stop it.
I know. I'm such a marshmallow. So to that end, in the last couple of weeks, I've read countless articles on how doctors now are saying if you follow a more plant-based diet, if not an entirely plant-based diet, it's so much better for fertility. So people who are having a hard time conceiving
In terms of
urged to, it works
in terms
for
of
both.
what?
Well, it works both. Well, you can imagine the meats and dairy
And all that
the
other
hormones
stuff.
can be a cock block to
Right. Literally.
yes, exactly, to fertility. But the one thing I can I don't have, because I don't want to bore people with stats on the show.
Right.
It's not, we're not doctors. It's not what I'm here to do. But
What are we
they do
talking
say like
about?
50. There was a University of Rochester study, and literally the people on the plant-based diet had 50% more sperm. And they
Oh,
also
really?
swam straighter, so it helps the boys
Find
to
their
have
way?
the sperm of a warrior. Yes, and for the women, it also helps to increase their fertility.
Oh, that's amazing.
And now there are multiple studies on both, so it's something that some doctors are recommending. So I just thought that was a good add-on to Graham and Kim welcoming little Wylan, and so they're really, really starting to, even if you move it over somewhat, but mostly it went with plant-based diet, then Mediterranean, then the usual American diet,
Which is at the bottom of the heap,
Yes.
right? It's just filled with all kinds of
it's the
caca.
reason for some people's infertility, like nothing more
Isn't that
complicated
interesting?
than that.
You know what I think. Well, and we've actually talked about how overall health, general health, and heart disease, and how the U.S. per capita has the most horrifying numbers, and it's
Over 50% are obese. Over 50.
It's just shocking to me, and
It has a lot to do with this diet, right? Of course.
oh, absolutely, diet is everything. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that all of the ailments that kind of proliferate through Western cultures have to be predicated somewhere in diet, right? All the processed foods and the additives and
Well, another big thing that I found interesting, Michael, because when everybody thinks about diabetes, and again, 1 in 2 Americans is diabetic, and
50%.
two out of 3 are pre-diabetic. Like,
It's
I'm
shocking.
pre-diabetic myself. I nearly became a Scientologist.
I know she
To
didn't.
do my shtick. So we think of it as too much sugar spiking the insulin. Apparently, that's not the case. It's too much fat. So that's why red meat is such a big culprit, because even when you have lean meat, whatever they're saying, there's still just so much fat in that. It's an enormous amount of fat. It's even more deadly than sugar. So you have to keep that in mind. And I know a lot of times I'll get messages from people saying, well, I'm an athlete. And I'm like, I'm an athlete, bitch. No, but I mean, I work out every day, and it has not affected. I'm a new vegan. It's not even been a year for me.
Right.
But it has not affected my energy. I'm still a little sore from that circuit
The
training
last
yesterday.
workout?
Well, because it was surprise circuit twaining.
Waiting.
Surprise circuit twaining. I apparently the instructor was a Looney Tune. It's a cartoon character. But Scottie Pippen, who many people know, he's like a 6-time NBA champion, former NBA player, played with the Chicago Bulls, a couple other teams. But this is pretty cool. He has just launched his own brand of vegan popcorn.
Wow.
Husk. Yeah, and like I think I wrote this down because like the flavors are like turmeric, kale and broccoli, spirella and dragon fruit, matcha and coconut, cayenne and ginger, right? So different. But
Wow.
he said that there's a big market for people who want, snack food, but that's healthy.
But that's
and
healthy.
It's all super
and
foods.
convenient.
So there's a big rumor that, has he become vegan? Because he's owned a livestock farm for a long time. And so apparently he has gone vegan or at least very, way more plant-based, and thinks this is the wave of the future. There's also Michael Porter Jr. of the Denver Nuggets, and anyway, Irving, what's his name? I'm trying to read my Keurig Irving of the Brooklyn NBA team. Like these guys are vegans. So when people say, "Well, I do CrossFit and I work out like a Spartan," yeah, but there are a lot of professional athletes who are going vegan and who are at the top of their game. So
absolutely. Well,
I just don't want that to be something that stops.
Yeah,
Again, I'm not trying to convert anyone.
No, but don't use it as an excuse because it's scientifically ill-founded. And they actually addressed that in the documentary Game Changers, right? I mean, they conducted studies, scientific studies, which debunked that whole ridiculous notion that in order to be stronger, you have to consume other animals.
Just listen to Rich Roll's podcast. He's an elite athlete and runner, and I mean, he just got
there's
magnificent human being, his form. So it's important to note that, and also Scottie Pippen's just a smart businessman because it's insane, and I don't have the stats, but if you want to look into a business that's growing, again, I read another stat over I can't remember what kind of billion mark it reached, but over 2020, specifically during the pandemic, as we've talked about, I think in one of our first podcasts, people got concerned about meat. There was also a lack of meat, right, due to it being tainted, and COVID shutting down some factories. It's crazy for the Beyond Meats and the meat substitute business.
Well, and
they have just
exploded.
Up.
Yeah, and corporate America is getting wise to the fact that this industry is growing exponentially.
Yeah.
And to that point, Pizza Hut has just announced that they are going to start serving Beyond Meat on their pizzas. They're offering vegan meat substitutes. So smart. So not only is it better for the planet, not only is it better for your health, but even, and let's face it, I mean, some of the largest corporations on the planet are always on the cusp of new trends and what's going on in the marketplace, and plant-based living is on the precipice. I mean, it's already exploding, but it's on the precipice of taking over, right?
I
mean, people are getting wise now.
It's very much the wave now. It's
absolutely.
Really, and now to that end, you made a couple of amazing meat lovers pizzas here.
Yes.
You used, I'm thinking the ground beef Beyond Meat and the sausage.
Yeah. So we just kind
Those are
of
the best pizzas I've ever had.
Well, you know what I have to say, and we've had some really good pizzas. I can never remember their name, and anyone who knows me knows that I'm I have the capacity for memory of a fruit fly, but I always call them gigolo pizzas, and they're
Probably not with, I think you're confusing a couple of your passions.
Well, possibly. But there's this pizza brand, Gigolo, whatever, and they use vegan products, vegan cheese, and Beyond Meat on their pizzas, and they're really, really very good.
They're they're okay for frozen. I was just gonna say, make your own. It's so easy.
It was super
With the
easy.
substitute cheese that you can tell people about, and then all the fixins you want. Like we had olives and jalapenos and sun-dried tomatoes
and artichoke hearts, and then the vegan cheese, and I had browned up the Beyond Meat hot, because you and I have porcelain mouths, and we like spicy food. So I had browned up some Beyond Meat hot Italian sausage with some Beyond Meat ground beef, and just crumbled that over the top. And
President's Choice, if you're listening in Canada, makes a great already made pizza crust. I'm not saying you have to make your crust from scratch. There's tons of crusts you can get. You can get also, vegan crust, whatever you like.
Yeah, but cauliflower crust, whatever.
Put it on whatever you want. But it's amazing, and it doesn't take long. And
do you know
I have
what?
to say, I thought it was so much better than the frozen stuff.
And I have to agree with you. So the reality is that from start to finish, it might take you, honestly, an extra 10 minutes. And isn't good food worth an extra 10 minutes?
Yeah, preheat that oven. By the time it's heated, you're ready.
You're ready to rock and roll. It takes you no time to slam it together.
Well, to that end, Hard Rock Cafe in Oxford, obviously over in the UK, they have paired up with Mushy's Burgers, which is a vegan burger chain, and they're offering, their spending some time on this so that their vegan burger offering, because it's a Hard Rock, so they is like the tits.
Right.
So that's going to be on the menu. Like a lot of these places, my God, Starbucks in Indonesia is offering meatless meatballs. So you can see as this
there's this growing trend,
growing, so
globally.
Well, look, we really appreciate it because, as you know, we're in stage 3, and it's actually a good thing. It's weird with the stages.
I know, it's
stage
kind of
4
reversed,
is good, whereas
right?
oh my goodness, not with the C word. So we're working in reverse. So I believe just recently, just in the last couple of days, we were allowed indoors.
Mm-hmm.
But for the last couple of weeks, we've been allowed to hit patios, which has been a delight.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Oh my God, pedicures and patios. I'm so sorry. I will never take you for granted again.
I know. Well, let's talk about patios for a second and give a big blowy to Milestones.
Milestones, so many vegan and vegetarian options.
Yes, absolutely
Wonderful.
amazing. They deserve a pat on the back. And for anyone who's local to Simcoe County, Milestones on Mapleview, ask for Sandra, the general manager. She is, she's the shit, right? I mean, she's welcoming and lovely, and she takes very good care of you. All of the staff there are phenomenal. Let's talk about a little bit about some of the food that we've enjoyed there.
Just before I do that, let's talk about the difference between Michael and I, because Sandra, of course, patios are absolutely jam-packed.
Of course.
And I mean, they may be better now because
people can go inside
somewhat.
now. Yeah.
But she said, okay, if this ever happens again and we're busy, you just ask for me. And Michael's like, oh, I would never do that. I'm like, what's your last name, Sandra? Oh, I'm using that card. Get me on the patio.
Oh my God.
So yeah, they had, so with your drinks, we had edamame.
Yes, the edamame is out of this world. Their dipping
So good.
sauces are
Going
redonkulous.
on? I asked for 1,000 dipping sauces.
I know. And they, God love them. They just kept these dipping sauces coming.
Brussels sprouts?
The Brussels sprouts, their roasted Brussels sprouts were unfreaking believable. I have no idea. And you and I both love Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, but these are
otherworldly.
Even better than yours.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
I don't
I'm
know
not
what they're
getting
doing
them.
with them.
No,
There's some
they
crack
are.
in there.
Honestly, they're otherworldly.
Is crack vegan? Just assuming. So
Otherworldly.
good.
Yeah, no, they're absolutely amazing.
They have vegetable tempura.
Let's just talk about their burger for one
my
second.
gosh.
Jeez.
So,
Louise.
we love the Beyond Burger and a sort of meat. Now, this is one of those garden burgers, right? Which is like quinoa and whatever else. And
Yep.
I have to say, typically, even before I was vegan, I would try to have those. And often it's sawdust.
Not so
city,
tasty.
Right? Oh, gosh. This one is fantastic.
It's amazing. I have no idea what they do to that either. And the, sauces, the accoutrement they put on it, just absolutely incredible. Even their bun, it was...
Yeah, everything
Everything
good.
about it is just
Fries,
outrageous.
of course. And potatoes are always vegan, so that's a delight.
Yeah, absolutely outrageous.
To that end. Okay, so Duke's
Yeah, so
trying to get
Duke,
at the
for those of you who are listening to the audio version, Duke, my enormous Great Dane, has come to pay Titty Kitty a visit.
Yep, and Duke is a show pony. He's
always
whenever
sticking
I'm
his
taking
nose in the
anything,
shot.
including auditions. Duke will make an appearance. Every comedy show, every comedic meditation, and every podcast.
Yes.
Duke makes an appearance. He is a giant suck.
He's a huge
I said he
suck.
is the biggest, most ridiculous, needy guy I've ever met. And you should see my dating history. So that's saying something.
Girl, you should see mine.
And we do love Dukey. So I'll just give him some love while I hold this kitten in my chest. But so we found something that I've been missing as a newbie vegan.
Yes.
There's a few things that I'm like, oh, I wish we could find. And you're like, sister, it doesn't exist. I've been at this game for a long time. I haven't found one. Dudes, we found sour cream.
We did, and it's unfucking believable.
I don't know that.
Unfucking believable. And we've talked a lot about Earth Island. So they're a Greek
right?
company who make some really delicious cheeses. I would put them neck and neck with VO Life, who is also Greek.
Absolutely. Yeah,
So,
that's a photo finish.
Yeah, I mean, and so they have produced this non-GMO, dairy-free sour cream. We had it on our roasted potatoes last night, and
I put it in.
blew the doors off. So
It's great.
So I'm just going to point this to the camera now
Right.
for those people who are watching the video version. Earth Island.
And by the way, subscribe to YouTube. Tell your
Yes.
friends. Leave us a comment. Help our algorithm.
Yes. So Earth Island vegan sour cream. It non-GMO, absolutely.
It's extraordinary.
Out of this world. Out of this
so
world.
good. I mean, really, I don't know that you could tell the difference. And I love. We're gonna have pierogies tonight, vegan pierogies.
I know. So we can have some more sour cream.
So we can, fry up onions, sour cream, and you found seitan bacon.
Yeah, so we talked about that, I think, on one of the other episodes.
Several times 'cause I keep bringing it up. So, and then that was another, sort of unicorn, the fact that you found good substitute bacon, because that's tough to do.
There's sorry, everybody who's watching, there's another GD fly on the camera.
There's really a lot of things going on.
There is a lot of things going on.
Oh my God, I don't know how we focus on anything.
God. Well, I'll tell you how we focus on stuff.
Cheers.
It's
alcohol.
our vegan wine.
Yes, that's right. Vegan wine. I'm having a vegan wine spritzer with this Ribena stuff.
Oh, yeah. Can we talk about that for a quick sec?
Talk about the British store.
Okay,
we have more stuff to tell you. We have got so much food stuff for you this week so that we can never get another criticism that you guys didn't talk about food, and I'm like, I know, but I'm saying about other stuff.
Well, that's okay. So now this show is pretty much all about food.
It's all food heavy, yes.
So for those of you who know me, I'm British and very proud of it, and so
an annoying.
Yeah, I know. Like all the programming we watch has to be British, and you're welcome because we've been watching some amazing British programming. So I'm all about supporting my fellow Brits, and I'm always doing a sales pitch on British food wares, and so there's this British store, Blarney's in Orangeville.
Yeah, British stores are like there's
they're everywhere.
One in Santa Monica, Los Angeles.
They're everywhere.
I used to love visiting too.
So there is this concentrate juice. It's black currants made with British black currants. It's called Ribena. And I can't remember what I was doing. I was in Orangeville for something and I had a little time to kill. So I stopped in at the British shop, and I'm like, I saw this Ribena. I'm like, we need to have this. So brought it home, and you've actually fallen in love with it.
I love cassis. Because my mom and I used to have Kir Royales with cassis and some bubbles. And yeah, I love it. I've been making club soda, some vegan wine, and Ribena.
And it's delicious.
That's what I'm having right now. Duke, please do not eat this kitten. Words I never thought I'd have to say, guys. I'm going to be honest. It's just a great summertime drink. Amazing.
And so while we're on the subject of British stuff,
yes.
So we were shopping and the Brits make some of the most phenomenal cheeses on earth. Cheshire, Lancashire, like cheddar comes from the cheddar region of the UK, like some amazing cheeses.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So some amazing cheeses come out of the UK. And so we were shopping. It was actually after our milestones date. And we were in Zayres and Barrie.
Yes.
And we were in the, alternative section. And we happenstanced upon this vegan cheese out of...
The alternative section, I just pictured like a bunch of goths walking around.
with piercings.
And, indie music.
Yeah, right?
The alternative section.
Oh, my God.
This stuff, guys, oh, my God.
It's ridiculous. So it's Applewood vegan cheese. It comes out of the UK. I'm showing the viewers the package. It is. We put this on our burgers last night, our Beyond Meat burgers. And
I think
it's a game changer.
It's the best cheese.
Yeah.
It's the best faux cheese I've had since being a plant basic bitch.
Yeah, it's crazy good. In fact, when we opened the package, we both had a slice, and it's texturally very similar to real cheese.
Which is tough to
do.
Right? I mean, listen, cheese is
cheese.
For some reason, people are living. Like, I get it. And again, for a lot of us who have become vegan, the last thing we gave up
was cheese. Because
it's fucking delicious.
Of course it is. Listen, I love cheese. But I love animals more. And
again, ladies, I keep telling you, like, hormonally yours will make such a difference.
Yeah.
And I don't have to wear Zit cream anymore, and a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, it's awful. Dairy is horrific. But cheese, as we've all established, is absolutely delicious.
It is.
And it was the one thing that was to get vanquished from my diet too, if I'm honest.
The last thing you gave up.
It was, because it was just so damn good. And I talk about, just a moment ago, I talked about, Lancashire cheese and Cheshire cheese, like some of the most delicious shit you've ever had in your life.
Yeah.
But
Duke.
So it's nice to know that we have some really phenomenal alternatives.
Oh, and this
stuff is ridiculous.
Okay. Duke, stop it.
Absolutely ridiculous.
I'm a little concerned. I know Duke wants to eat this kitten.
Eat kitty?
Yep. Yeah, it's fantastic. Another thing, speaking of I guess Indian food always reminds me of my time in London.
Mm-hmm.
And so fiance made this fantastic Indian food. And then, but more importantly, you made jalapeno mint sauce.
Yeah, mint chutney.
Almost bathed in it.
It was pretty good, I have to say.
Honestly, you could have anything with that. And I was eating it directly out of the bowl like a crazy person.
Yes, you were. We almost didn't have enough for dinner.
It was done. It was done before we almost started. I just drank it. I almost put it in a shot glass. I would do a mint.
And the thing is,
and we put it on the potatoes last night.
Oh, we did. Oh, honest to God, it was so good. It was so good. Very refreshing. With a kick.
Yeah, it's
so good.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, so good. And mint is good for your digestive system too.
Oh, it's great. And fresh mint right now that you got. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of things. And I was going to give you one of my recipes on this show.
Yes, lay it on us.
Can you stand it? As you know, and I make this often here. I don't know why I crave it so much, but I love chickpeas like crazy. I did before I was vegan. And I thought, I'll give you the little recipe for a hot bean salad. You don't need to make it hot yourself, but because it's so easy.
Hot and spicy.
As in spicy. I think it's a great sort of summertime thing. My
well,
mom
it
used
is.
to make this all the time.
Yeah.
It's really easy, guys. You just get 2 cans of chickpeas drained, put them in a bowl, a little olive oil, a little balsamic vinegar, and I, of course, put sambal. Vegeta that you introduced me to.
Yes.
Little vagina. And then if any of these aren't to your liking, you don't have to put it in. But to contrast texturally, I put some celery, thinly minced radishes, little green onions and chives. I put in jalapeno. You don't have to. You can put in cucumber if you like. I also thinly slice up pickles. And it's really yummy.
It's very refreshing.
Also, you can put in just a teaspoon because it's very strong. You have to be careful how much of this you put in. Dijon mustard.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you added some Dijon to the last batch, and it was really quite nice.
Yeah,
really lovely. And it's
let it sit. The more it sits, the better.
Oh sure, because all the flavors come together. Yeah.
Stick it in the fridge. It's really one of my favorite foods.
Something, if I could coin a Rickism, Rick your brother, it's something that you would willingly and gladly stick your dick in.
You want to stick your dick in it.
Yes.
It's so good.
It is really good.
I mean, if I can make it, guys, anyone can. And it really, like, if you don't want to flip the oven on, do you know what I mean? If you're,
Well, I was just going to say,
I mean, it's over and it's just part of a meal. Like, I'll have it as my meal, as you know.
It's got everything. I mean, chickpeas or garbanzo beans, as they were once called.
You really want to be having beans every day.
Well, you do.
And then you just blame your farts on the dogs like I do. But it's so good for you. Cheap as chips, too.
It is a very cheap, very filling, satisfying meal that is also exceptionally healthy for you.
Low
and
it's
a great summertime dish. Like, who the hell wants to turn the oven on when it's hotter than Satan's ballsack outside? To coin a Carla-ism.
I know.
I'm stealing from your act now.
Well, as we do. I just become the person I'm hanging out with. I don't have a personality of my own. So the thing is, speaking to that, I have friends in Vegas. Of course, we all have friends in BC, Calgary. I'm trying to think of the other place where, record-breaking temperatures. This is not sustainable. It's another thing you're helping out when you become vegan, right? The environment.
Absolutely.
It's not just for your own health. It's the health of the planet.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we have climate change like crazy.
Yeah.
And I know most of us are aware of that, unless you're part of QAnon. I'm really quite concerned with Duke right now. It's making it very difficult. Hey! It's making it very difficult to do the show. Hey, buddy.
Duke, get over here.
Mickey. So, as we wrap up.
Compliments of Duke. He's really become so ridiculously needy. shocking to me. But
we've always had the world's most loving and most needy dog.
Well, we have. But if I could just circle back for 1 second to a comment you made a second ago about, rising temperatures and all this kind of stuff and how we're helping the planet. I was having a conversation with my mom this morning who reminded me of and let's again, and I'm not trying to bring this back to Britain, but
yes, you are. He is. Don't believe him.
It's an ancient civilization, right? Who we're fetuses in comparison to European culture.
Gosh, yeah, we're just in our infancy.
Absolutely.
In this country
So my mom reminded me of a witch called Mother Shipton, who
I cannot listen to you right. Okay, you got to get your dog over here.
All right, hang on.
Dookie.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Duke, come on. Oh, shoot. How much of that spilled?
Oh, all of it.
Okay.
So,
right. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, Mother Shipton was a witch.
Certified bona fide witch?
Yeah. Yeah. So she lived in a cave in northern England. And she had predicted all kinds of stuff long before it ever happened. And if I'm not mistaken, Mom, you can correct me. She
like a Nostradamus of sorts.
Ish, yeah. So so she lived in the 1600s, if I'm not mistaken. And she had everyone can watch me clean up my wine spill now. Compliments on my dog.
Sorry, it's like a Rorschach's test. What do you see?
The whole thing is ridiculous.
Two dragons banging.
I know, right?
Well, it's just life on a funny farm.
So Mother Shipton had all of these predictions, and she predicted, and they're all documented, right, in her writings. She had predicted aircraft, and she has actually predicted the end, and we're all supposed to go out and fire. And when we think about the rising climate temperature. And she's predicted a whole pile of stuff, but this part is relevant to what we're talking about right now. So, rising global temperatures as a result of our, epic stupidity and selfishness. It's really kind of, it can be, it's shocking, really, what we've done in such a short period of time. And we have a window of opportunity here, right?
And I'm very optimistic. I think that a lot of humans in various aspects are raising their consciousness.
Yeah.
So I do think it can be saved. They're saying that this has to turn around, like that, real trouble is 2030, which is only 9 years away.
It is. Like we have a small window.
Big switch
small window of opportunity to undo the damage that we've created. And if it's as simple as it's just having, a veggie burger.
Yeah, exactly. Replacement cheese.
It's just,
wow.
I know, really? Like what a hardship. And, I'm thinking in this moment about, Wylan and the world that we're leaving behind for him. Like, we're the grown-ups here. And I remember, I can't remember who said it, but there's this famous quote that says that we don't inherit the world from our ancestors. We're borrowing it from our children.
That's right. Well, that's why, I also love like the young generation. Not that we aren't young, but the young generation is so concerned with the environment. Of course, that's part of their investment.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who's the billionaire who just bought a whole shit ton of land of the rainforest just to preserve it.
Oh, I was unaware of that.
Him a nod.
I was unaware of that.
Going around on socials. So pretty wonderful. There are people out there, and again, when they say like you can't, it's overwhelming to try and think you can change the planet, but you can change you. And
well, sure, but collectively we can, right?
Yes.
One person isn't going to undo everything, but collectively, just by making a couple of lifestyle changes, which are no hardship, as we've discussed here.
They're real, and guys, the benefits to your health. If you're vain like me and you're as deep as a lunch tray, the benefits to looking for the fountain of youth, vegan's a big part of it.
Of course it is. Yeah.
So, it's kind of a win-win-win. And so you got to keep that in mind.
And that actually puts me in mind of one of our faithful followers who is going to join us on the show to talk about his journey.
Yes, guys, we're going to start having guests.
We are so excited. So Corbin Rubinski has been vegan now for less than a month, and he's already dropped like 13 or 15 pounds. I saw him the other day. Honest to God, I hardly recognized him. His skin is... The change is remarkable. He looks a lot healthier overall. He's dropped a ton of weight. He's feeling better. One of his comments to me was after watching Game Changers that you turned me on to. There was a segment in Game Changers where they were talking about virility and
as I mentioned,
erections and how they last longer and they're firmer and so on. And so he said, "Dude, it's no lie." So
I love that we're talking about someone who listened to the podcast, became vegan, and now
he's on the show talking about his erections.
Harder than algebra.
Sorry,
Yay.
Corbin.
Does Corbin know you were going to disclose that little detail?
Corbin is such a remarkable human being. I absolutely adore him. I honestly don't think Corbin would care if it means that he's helping affect some change. And his daughter Gigi, she's...
I'm hoping is not listening to this.
No, I don't think so. But at least I hope Corbin's not playing in the car while he's shuffling kids around. But even his daughter Gigi, she's embracing this vegan life, and she's starting to, at a young age, figure out. And it's so important we know where our food comes from, and that includes your steak, right? Because if you choose to put that steak on your plate, you have some responsibility for how it got there. And so Corbin, to his credit, is educating his daughter about where food comes from and why some choices are better than others. And so, Gigi's embraced veganism, and at a tender age, she's starting to make choices for herself, not only ethically, but choices that speak to a better overall health for herself, right? Exactly. With her parents' guidance, obviously. But
sure. But kids are usually the ones who notice this, right? They're just, I don't want to eat an octopus. I don't want to eat, a lot of times they're the ones who sort of discover this in their childlike, beautiful innocence and say, oh, well, as a lot of vegan doctors say, hey, we're just asking you to cut out the middleman. Yeah. We want you to eat what the cows eat.
Exactly.
The pigs eat with the, so, you're just going to have.
And the health benefits as a result are exponentially better.
Well, again, as someone who's new to it, what a big poster child I've become. And again, you just don't want to be dicks like BMW drivers. The other day a BMW let me in and I'm like, oh, that car is stolen. I should report that. Because there's just some things, right, that are cliches. That's what comedians live off of. And when the vegans become all militant and holier than thou, I know people stop listening. So I just thought,
well, that's why we started the show. Yes, you don't have to be an asshole.
But here are some of the great benefits, and we have many. Like, again, I've just never felt better. And I also used to have a lot of tummy issues. Like we all have, you'll say that you're a stress eater, and I can eat when I'm stressed. And I also used to get sick to my stomach all the time. And, it's just like a Gravol city for me with ginger ale. Not the case, right? Because
because you're now consuming foods that your body was engineered to process most efficiently.
I
think
so. And like I said, that's why we're doing this, to give you all these great alternatives.
Yeah, and there's so many great alternatives.
And I have to say, I keep ticking those boxes because, for me, I was like, dude, I really like sour cream.
Well, now, and to that point, there are alternatives. Like, you are really missing nothing. It just, all the more reason you need to listen to this show, because we're doing all the testing for you and directing you to those products that really are most comparable. You really are missing nothing except the, premature death and the shitty skin and the cancer and, the
diabetes.
The diabetes.
And again, just really great to balance your hormones.
Yeah.
Because I know women are always like, I'm bloated, I'm this and that. If you don't want the bloat, again, bikini season.
Yeah.
These are the great foods to, you can't go wrong. So I mean, that's why people went on the whole crazy celery smoothie thing, which I actually, cliche, of course, do. But I am a cliche alert, and I own that.
Yes, you do. You embrace it.
To that end, we are, before we finish the show, and everybody's more relaxed now. It's like literally.
Yeah, everyone's sleeping. I'm out of wine, though. Thanks, Duke.
Well,
but
you still have some in your.
A snort.
I know, out of wine for you. Because it's not intravenously hooked up.
Oh, my God.
So we have a big night coming up if you're listening locally and you're in the Toronto area.
Yes, let's talk about this.
We have this fantastic, it's kind of twofold because it would be sort of the first official event of the Michael Stuart Webb Media Group.
Yes.
Out in the wild. And this is so wonderful. We met with Joe from Revival.
Saturnino, who owns Revival Club in Toronto. The most delicious, kind-hearted, beautiful soul you could ever, hope to call a friend. And he shared some wonderful stories with us about, the club and his past life. And
he and his wife's love story makes me believe true love exists.
Yeah,
it's so extraordinary and lovely.
It's so,
and
so beautiful.
Unconditional love.
Yeah, absolutely. Such an amazing couple.
We were looking and hoping that stages would progress, and even if we could only be at 25%. So we met with him because before I head back to LA, I really want to do a couple of live shows. Mm-hmm. And I'm all set to go because Michael and I don't have sex. I have another hour of material. Comedy-wise, I've just been writing all the time because we just work all the time.
Yes,
we work and take care of animals.
And so you are doing 2 live shows at Revival, August 19th.
Yes.
First at 7, and the second show at 9 o'clock.
Yep.
Revival Club, which
on College Street.
Yes,
and it's a refurbished,
renovated
Baptist church.
Oh my God, and it's just so amazing. The sound is killer, the ambiance is killer.
Torontonians know it because the Stones have played there. Timberlake.
Oh shoot, Drake.
Drake's always showing up.
Everyone who's anyone goes there because they know what a phenomenal atmosphere this is. And Joe, who is a chef.
I know he's going to have tapas.
He's going to have some nibbles for everybody. So 2 shows for you, August 19th.
I'm going to have my own drink.
Yes.
The Carla Collins. It's like a Tom Collins, only more bitter. And with a crushed up Percocet. So, and I also have invited some of my favorites.
Some amazing comics to join you. It's going to be such an incredible
some of the best comedians in Canada, like O'Brien and Jean Paul. Jesse Reynolds is coming in from Ottawa. Ben Miner
so excited about that.
XM is going to host. So it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be an awesome show, and I'm super excited for you. And we're also we're recording this for your next album.
Yeah, another album.
Another album coming out, peeps.
Reverse Mortgage Cowgirl. That's the tentative title. Talking, and because it's my first time.
It's going to be amazing. Yes.
And the whole, so I'm so excited. I can't even tell you.
I'm
really,
so
guys,
thrilled
it's worth it for my outfit alone.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a new pair of Fluvogs that fiance got me. By the way, I've decided that I'm a trophy beard because he spoils me.
Well, you need to be spoiled.
My gay fiance spoiled me.
Well, you
like
spoiled
crazy.
me too. I mean, you treated me to a delicious pedicure at Mandy's.
So much fun.
Oh, we had the best time. So let's give a shout out to Mandy's too, because I absolutely freaking love this woman. Yeah. So on First Street, number 1 First Street, Mandy's Nails. We had the best time, laughing like squirrel girls, entertaining all of the people who work there. Great
I
job.
know that people hate these and they say they're cheesy. Like in Crazy Stupid Love, the movie, they made fun of massage chairs, but I love massage chairs.
Oh my God.
But this one,
these were particularly interesting
the seat
massage
underneath
chairs.
us kept doing something, so
Kept
I'd be
goosing
talking
us.
and I'd be like, well, Mike, I think for the show, what's happening? Hello.
I know, it's true. And I'm just reminded of the woman, I don't know if she was the owner who was working on me, and she, every time I was talking about this chair goosing me, she would just giggle.
I know, she's just a sweetheart. I had a young guy who had the intensity of 1,000 burning suns.
I know. No.
And I was living to make him laugh. And at one point, because I was getting shellac nails, he had 2 machines on my hands. And I said, look at me, I'm a Power Ranger. And I finally cracked a smile.
Yes, you did. He was pretty intense.
I like cats. I like people that I have to work at.
Yes.
I do. I want to win them over. It's like, I don't want an easy time of it. I'm like, I will make you love me against your will.
There's a song in there somewhere.
Exactly.
I will make you love me.
Oh, by the way, I'm also on TikTok.
Yes.
So is Souffle, but my first video got banned. So I haven't gone
Apparently, you
viral
can't
yet.
talk about rapists on TikTok.
Well, I mean, guys, I was making a joke because I said, okay, Bill Cosby's free, but Pepe Le Pew is canceled. And one's just a cartoon and not a lazy rapist.
And that was enough to get you canceled.
It was like, you held the community standards, blah, 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 blah. So I'm at Carla
It's
Collins
crazy.
I don't
The
know
guy
if I
who
said it
was
last time.
convicted of rape. I mean, please. It's
Well,
not like...
I think it's bots and stuff. They're not exactly
No,
looking at the
I
context
know.
of my finely crafted jokes. Meanwhile, it's just a bunch of old people dancing. They've got millions of views, and I think I have like 14. And I worked forever on it, but I
don't get
like,
it.
what the hell?
I don't get it.
But we always tell you what we're watching. And
Oh my God.
I have
I'm
been on
depressed.
this. I know.
I'm depressed right now. I have
You're so in love with Jamie
I am
Dornan.
so free. I'm in love with Jamie Dornan. I honestly, I would.
Tell everybody what you said last night, what you want to find.
What did I say?
Someone who looks like Jamie.
Oh yeah. So I said, because I've said before too, if I can't find a Carla with a dong, I don't want anybody.
And
So-
despite rumors, I do not have one. I just have a metaphoric dong, and it's enormous.
So I said last night that if I can't find a Carla Collins that looks like Jamie Dornan,
I'm like, my
I
God,
don't-
what would that be like?
don't
Jamie Dornan doing bad jokes. And
oh my God, he's the sexiest. Honestly, one of the sexiest men. And we had this conversation too this morning over coffee. Runner up for me would be Chris Pratt.
because I've been having like smoking hot dreams of like hot guys.
Was I there?
No, not this time. You have been in the past. No, you're not interrupting and trying to convert some of these guys. But literally, I've had like Sting, Tom Brady, and Giselle. Well, why not? Ryan Reynolds. Last night was Chris Pratt. I don't know. I'm having like a series of like either baller or celebrity hot guys in my dreams.
Oh my
Because
God.
it's been so long,
I know.
right?
Well, and we're gonna write a screenplay. It's true. There's a lot of fun
legit
stuff.
his idea to meet Jamie Dornan guys.
It's gonna happen.
Honestly, what fiance wants to do.
So we're gonna write a screenplay starring Jamie Dornan, and there's gonna be a gay sex scene, and of course I'm gonna be in there.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Me and
his
Jamie.
idea to meet Jamie. Is
Me and
like,
Jamie.
You've got to star in something with him. I'm like, well, okay. And he's like, there's got to be a gay sex scene. I'm like, okay, I don't know. It feels far-fetched, but you know what, Michael? You make a lot of things happen, so I'm not going to discount it. Because
That's right. Yeah, I'm the king of manifestation. So
He
Jamie,
really
if you're
is.
listening, call me.
enjoy that. Enjoy that. And by the way, Michael's a method actor.
I am. I really get into my character.
Well, I did this bit about how obviously Netflix and Amazon. Could I have more animals on me, please? Now I've got Oreo, who we've nicknamed Lainey Kazan because
She never stops eating.
she's enormous. She's a big cat, and a sweet cat. So I've noticed that they're like, okay, who's stuck at home and hasn't had sex in forever? It's like I'm calling it femme porn.
I like
It's
that.
all written by women, a lot of
Yeah.
these, right? Like Vagina River that we've talked about, Virgin River, hilarious. So Virgin River is like, if you're looking for your porn to be PG, like
This is
Disney,
what to
Like if
watch.
you're like, ooh, I'm
Yes.
getting the vapors, I'm such a lady. Watch this. The guys are hot, they're shirtless, but I mean, it's basically a Hallmark movie of the week with more
Mm-hmm.
shirtless guys who are less heterosexual, shall we say? It's
Yes.
really the Hallmark movie.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
like,
pretty.
he
They're
doesn't
pretty
like you.
rugged. They're pretty rugged.
So yeah,
dudes.
they're smoking hot.
Yeah.
We love them all. We're like, Preacher, his body's a wonderland. It's Canada's wonderland. Ride him. Jack is the perfect guy. There's a bad boy with a
Who's
heart of
also
gold.
hot.
Oh my God! I mean, of course. So it's all eye candy.
Even the 70-year-old doctor,
I would roll
we
him.
would.
It's the
I
dude
would tap
from Animal
that.
House. It's
I
Tim
know.
Matheson. He looks great.
I know.
He's got a full nest. He's still got all his hair. He's pretty smoking
He
hot.
is smoking for a 70-plus-year-old dude, and I would totally tap that.
Absolutely. I was like, I'm going right down to Vagina River. I'm breaking hearts and breaking hips right this minute. Don't even try and stop me. No. And then if you want to go up a notch, there's something called Sex Life, which is on point.
Yeah.
Also created, written by a woman, and there's like a feminist.
Yeah, and it's a hair away from being hardcore porn.
Oh, I know. It's like, what's like in between softcore and hardcore, like scramble porn. I don't know what it is. It's what?
It's Sex Life is right in the middle there.
Like I was like, oh, okay, so just everybody's like, it's really, so that's for if you want something a little saltier.
Yes.
And then if you're kinky like me, and you might not be able to give a good TED talk, but you give one hell of a Ted Bundy talk. You know me, I'm a ghoul. I love true crime. Then you get The Fall with Jamie Dornan.
Oh my God, honestly.
And he was committing horrific crimes.
we were both
kept
like
looking at me and saying, I still want him. I'm like, I know.
Strangle me.
But by the way, this is exceptionally acted. It's exceptionally.
Oh, the acting is Gillian Anderson is unfucking believable.
Yeah.
There's my first F-bomb of the show. Unfucking, and it was warranted. Unfucking believable. Jamie Dornan is ridiculous in this thing. Like he gets so into his character.
He's brilliant. Like because I was never as much of a fan because I couldn't stand the 50 Shades of Grey ones. Like, I mean, of course, that wasn't his fault. It was just never my jam. But I'm like, hey, between his character on The Fall and Mr. Grey, he is choking more than a Toronto Maple Leaf. You're going to want to come August 19th. I'm here all week. Try the vegan veal. I'm telling you, though, like, we're just like, I'm like, oh, this is so those are our latest.
Yes.
But I think they are. These shows all seem to be catering to women and gay men. I mean, it's really been perfect for Halston and Liza.
Yes, darling.
Halston and Liza.
Exactly.
We decided that we're Halston and Liza, but without the addictions. Well, without the coke and pill addictions. Our addictions are a slight dependency on port wine and pectorally gifted men.
Amen. And we make no apologies for those addictions.
Right. See, vegan it up, and you'll be. I don't know if it's giving you harder or longer erections, but I think it's making us both hornier.
It certainly is. I'm about ready to turn to soft fruit for pleasure.
Oh dear. Soft fruit porn.
Oh my God.
So so there you have it. Hit us up if you want any more information or on where you can find some of these products or on the recipes themselves.
Yes.
And
yes. Hey, our book is coming out. Yes.
So
publisher for our book.
Within months.
It is on the way.
Yeah. It's on like Donkey Kong.
It is.
So thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks ever so much. So nice to be back.
I don't know how much longer before this kitty has to relieve itself. And we don't want that happening again.
Yeah, just before the show for everybody.
That's right.
This is an appetite suppressant.
I know. There we go. They took one for the team.
Kitty shot down.
Okay, we don't need to say exactly what it was.
Kitty shot down Carla's cleavage. But everything is cleaned up now.
I'm telling you, I was like, no, I just feel like a millennial. Shit or get off my chest. I mean, I'm pretty vanilla, but I literally used Lysol. Lysol disinfectant wipes on my body.
Oh my God, the things we don't do for our animals.
Really?
God bless you, Carla Marie Collins.
That's why we love each other, because who else would go into this madness?
It's true. We would take a bullet for our animals.
I'm never thinking
Clearly.
With the little spirit. I'm like, I swear to God, this guy dies during the night. So it's just me with a mirror making sure he's good. You okay, big? You okay, little guy? You okay, little guy? No wonder I heard him talking to me. I was delirious. I hadn't slept all night. Of course, I heard him say, "Oh, Carla,
get some sleep."
Exactly. Oh, Carla, you're nuts. We love you. Thanks for listening or watching, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Stay tuned because Corbin is coming.
That's right. We've got great guests lined up, and I got to get this bitch more wine.
Yeah. I've got to clean up the shit that spilled all over my control board. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Have a phenomenal week. Blessings to each and every one.
What is that?
I don't know.
What are you, a priest now?
Fuck, I don't know.
I just threw up a little bit. That made me more nauseous than the cat.
Don't waste the Ribena.
That little blessings to everyone just made me go more than the cat pooping on my chest. Are we still recording?
Yes.
Whoops.
Oh my God. Bye.
BTS.
Bye, everybody.